Okay, so let's try and unpack this. Imagine there's this thief, right? A really skilled silent one. And it's been operating inside your own mind, like, for years, basically stealing your most valuable thing, your present moment. It whispers these stories, about disasters that haven't happened, failures.
Things that might happen.
Exactly. Worst case scenarios that, let's be honest, probably never will. And the real kicker, it makes you think it's actually keeping you safe.
Right, that it's looking out for you.
So this deep dive, we're going to explore what we're calling future shock. That feeling when your mind gets so caught up in imagining the future.
Overwhelmed by it, really.
Totally overwhelmed. So much so that you kind of detach from right now, reacting to stuff that's only in your head. What is that thing you think is protecting tomorrow is actually wrecking your today?
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is we're going to dive into some insights from the Night Drive YouTube channel. They have this great video called Fear is Running Your Life, Take Back. And our mission really isn't just to point out this mental thief. It's to get why it works that way, what it really costs you, and most importantly, how you can start taking back control of your attention, your life, from all these anxieties that just seem to be everywhere. One, the silent, how your brain traps you in what if.
Okay, so let's talk more about this silent thief. How it actually shows up. It's really insidious, isn't it?
It is. It's very subtle sometimes.
Like you find yourself waking up already worried about some conversation later that might go badly.
Yeah.
Or you actively avoid trying something new because, what if you get rejected?
Yeah.
Even though it hasn't happened.
We're staying stuck in jobs or relationships that are draining just because the imagined alternative feels even scarier.
Exactly. Just maybe pause for a second and think about yesterday. How much of your actual mental energy went into, living your life? And how much was spent kind of rehearsing, preparing for problems that, well, they might never even show up?
It's truly remarkable how our brains are set up, this, miraculous 3-pound universe in our head. Its primary job, going way back, is just keep us alive.
Right. Survival first.
Survival first. And it takes that job so seriously. I mean, it's willing to trade away your happiness, your growth, even your dream, your authentic life, really, all for the illusion of safety.
Wow. Illusion. That's key.
It is. It scans the future like this super sensitive radar, constantly cooking up worst case scenarios, making these incredibly detailed backup plans for disasters that statistically have like a 0.01% chance of happening.
So it's overkill, babe.
Massive overkill. It's your brain still running ancient software, treating modern stuff like a tricky conversation or a work deadline as if it's, a saber-toothed tiger lurking outside the cave.
It's almost funny in a dark way how elaborate these mental movies get. It starts so small, right? Just a little, what if this goes wrong?
Just that tiny seed of doubt.
And boom, your brain turns into a full-on Hollywood studio, screenwriter, director, special effects.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Creating these epics.
Yeah, like what if you start that business and fail? Your brain doesn't just show failure, it gives you the full feature film. Bankruptcy, public humiliation, everyone saying, I told you so.
Or the difficult conversation scenario. It's not just awkwardness, it's instant projection to ruined relationships, maybe losing your job. Total disaster.
And the really insidious part you were saying is how real these mental movies feel.
Exactly. Your body totally buys into it. It responds to these imagined threats with the exact same stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, as it would if you were facing real physical danger.
So your heart's racing, maybe palms sweating, you can't sleep.
All for risks that aren't actually present in this moment, they're just thought. And the brain's fear machine, it even has this weird quality control. It customizes the fears to hit your deepest.
Oh, great. Personalized horror movies.
Pretty much. If you secretly fear being alone, it whips up images of you dying old and ice. Failure's your big thing. Get ready for vivid scenes of public humiliation. It knows where to stick the knife.
What's fascinating, though, and this feels like a really crucial point from the source, is that this whole machine, it isn't actually predicting the future. Like, at all.
Right. It feels predictive, but it's not.
It's more like a mental projectionist just running old film reels. It takes the worst bits from your past childhood stuff, disappointments you've had, maybe anxieties you picked up from family.
Inherited stuff, too.
Yeah. And it just projects them forward, labels them tomorrow's potential catastrophes. It's not creating anything new. It's just recycling old pain and dressing it up differently, convincing you it's a forecast. 2, the hidden cost. What future fear steals from your present? Okay, so if our minds are busy making these often recycled horror movies, what's the actual cost? What's the real price we pay for living in these imaginary tomorrows? Because it feels like it's charged directly to, like, your present moment account.
That's exactly right. While you're busy over here, preoccupied with protecting yourself from hurts that are purely hypothetical. Real opportunities, actual chances for connection or joy, they're just slipping past, unnoticed. While you're rehearsing for disasters that might never happen, genuine beauty, real connection, actual possibility, it's unfolding in this moment, and you're missing.
You're just not there for it.
You're not there. And it's not just a small thing. It's a huge detachment from the richness that life actually offers.
And it's not just peace it steals.
Yeah.
Future fear, it also just drains your power.
Absolutely. When you're operating from that what-if place, you're not making choices from, say, strength or wisdom or what you genuinely want.
No, you're reacting.
You're reacting. You're making choices from weakness, really, driven by this desperate need to avoid pain. Pain that doesn't even exist yet. You're basically playing defense constantly in a game where nobody's actually attacking you right now.
Yeah.
It just wears you out and limits what you feel you can do.
Think about it. The conversations you didn't have because you were scared how they'd go, the opportunities you passed up, dreams you kind of just let fade.
Or parts of yourself because you're trying to manage how people might react, all to protect yourself from a future that hasn't arrived and might look totally different anyway. This isn't really living fully. It's like elaborate avoidance pretending to be responsible planning.
That's sharp.
Yes.
Elaborate avoidance disguised as responsible planning.
Yeah. You're trading your real dreams for this illusion of security, trading your authenticity for maybe getting approval, trading your potential to grow for the false comfort of staying small and predictable.
And the cruelest irony here.
Yeah.
It feels like future fear promises to protect you from suffering,
Yeah.
but actually it guarantees it right now.
Precisely. Because while you're so focused on avoiding imaginary pain down the road, you're simultaneously creating a very real pain in the present.
What kind of pain?
The pain of those deferred dreams we mentioned,
Right.
the pain of not expressing who you really are, the sort of low-grade ache of living as a smaller version of yourself, that's tangible. That's happening now.
Wow. And this often gets tangled up with the idea of control, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Future fear sells itself as a way to get control. But it's really this desperate scramble to manage things that are fundamentally uncontrollable.
Like what?
Like how other people will respond to you, like the economy, whether people will like your idea, whether your efforts guarantee success. You pour massive energy into trying to predict and prep for every outcome, thinking if you just worry enough,
You can solve it.
yeah, solve it like a math problem. But the source puts it perfect. The future is not a math problem you can solve through sufficient worry.
That hits hard. The illusion of control. But it makes you wonder, if we're so busy trying to control the uncontrollable future, what are we neglecting? What can we actually influence right now?
Well, that's the paradox, isn't it? The more you try to wrestle the future into submission, the less control you actually have over your experience.
How so?
Because you neglect the one thing you genuinely can control, your response to what's happening in this present moment. Your actions, your attitude, your focus, right here, right now.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Think of the executive obsessed with next quarter's target who completely missed the burnout happening, or parents so hyper-focused on their kids' future college prospects that they miss the child's actual emotional needs right.
Or staying in a lonely relationship because you fear being lonely in the future.
Ironically, guaranteeing your loneliness today.
Exactly.
So, summing up this cost.
It is. In trying so hard to secure tomorrow, you end up sacrificing today. In desperately trying to prevent future regret, you actually create present regret. And in trying to avoid potential loss down the line, you guarantee actual loss right now. The loss of this moment, this chance to connect, this opportunity to just be. 3, the brain's feedback loop. How fear becomes self-fulfilling.
Okay, this is where it gets, I think, really interesting and maybe a little unsettled. Our brains don't just create fear. They seem to actively work to, firm it, make it stick.
That's absolutely right. It creates this vicious feedback loop. Your brain essentially turns into this highly motivated detective.
On a mission, actively scanning the world for any piece of evidence that supports its existing anxiety. It collects every negative news story, every cautionary tale you hear, every example of something going wrong.
Like someone losing their job or a friend's breakup.
Exactly. Or an entrepreneur's failed venture. And it holds these up as, see, proof. Your fears are totally justified. But here's the thing. It's basically statistical manipulation.
How do you mean?
Your brain conveniently filters out the thousands of counterexamples, the people who took risks and succeeded, the relationships that work through difficulty. It amplifies every bit of data that confirms and just ignores anything that might challenge confirmation bias.
Wow. Okay. And then there's the physical side of it.
Yes, and this is crucial. When you simply think about something that might go wrong, just a thought your amygdala, which is like the brain.
The smoke detector.
Good analogy. It can't tell the difference between a real immediate threat and one that's purely imagined. So it triggers the exact same physiological stuff.
So increased heart rate, stress hormones flooding your system, muscles tensing up.
Check, check, and check. All happening because of a thought about a potential future event. You are literally, as the source suggests, poisoning your present moment with chemicals that were designed for fighting off predators, but are now triggered by worries about a presentation next.
Okay, so how does that complete the feedback?
Well, here's the clincher. Your brain then interprets that physical stress, the racing heart, the tension, as confirmation that there must be real.
Ah, right. I feel stressed, therefore the threat must be real.
Precisely. It says, look, your body's acting like there's danger, so the danger must be legitimate. So the fearful thoughts create the physical sensations, and then those physical sensations justify more fearful thought. Round and round.
And that sounds exhausting.
It's incredibly energy intense, constantly scanning for threats, running these disaster simulations. It consumes enormous cognitive resources. It leaves you feeling mentally and physically drained, like you've run a marathon, even if you haven't left your chair all day. 4. A path to reclamation, living in actual today.
Okay, so if our brains are kind of wired this way and this feedback loop is so powerful, what do we do? I mean, is there a way out? How do we break this cycle?
Thankfully, yes. The source really emphasizes the power of present moment awareness as a kind of
present moment awareness. Okay, what does that actually mean? Is it just like positive thinking?
Not exactly. It's important to be clear. This isn't about being naive or irresponsible. It's not about ignoring potential challenges altogether.
Right. You still need to plan sometimes.
Of course. It's about learning to distinguish between useful constructive planning and just useless circular worrying, between taking reasonable precautions and getting paralyzed by anxiety. So present moment awareness means starting to make decisions more from a place of clarity rather than just fear, from strength rather than anxiety, from who you genuinely are, not who you're afraid you might become if things go wrong. It's fundamentally about trusting your ability to handle whatever actually happens,
instead of trying to prevent everything that might happen.
Exactly. Shifting the focus from controlling the future to building your capacity in the present.
And the core idea behind this, it seems, is that the present moment is the only place where your power really exists.
Right.
That's the heart of it. You can't go back and change the past. You can't magically control all the variables of the future. But right now, this very moment, you have incredible power.
Power over what?
Power to choose your thought, power to choose your responses, power to choose your action. When you're fully present, you start making choices based on what's actually possible now, rather than just trying to protect yourself from what might be possible later.
So how do we start? How do we practice this present? The source gives 3 really practical steps. The first one is just awareness, simply catching yourself when you're lost in future-focused anxiety. Noticing when your mind starts spinning those what-if stories.
Just noticing. No judgment.
No judgment at all. It's just simple, gentle recognition, like, oh, there's my brain doing that future tripping thing again. Yeah. Step 1 is just seeing it happen.
Okay. What's step 2?
Step 2 is redirect. Once you notice your mind spiraling off into nature, gently bring your attention back to what's actually happening right now.
Like sensory stuff.
Exactly. What do you actually see around you? What sounds hear? What sensations do you feel in your body? The chair beneath you, your feet on the floor, your breath. This isn't about escaping the thoughts. It's about re-engaging with actual reality, anchoring yourself in the tangible present.
Okay, awareness, redirection.
Yeah.
And the third?
The third step is action from present. So instead of the usual question, what if this all goes wrong? You start asking different questions. Questions like, okay, given what's real right now, what feels like the right thing to do? Or how can I take one small step towards what I value from this present?
So making decisions from grounded, not fear.
Precisely. Groundedness rather than groundless. Making moves based on your actual unfolding experience, not just the scary movie playing in your head.
It feels like underneath all these specific future fears, failing, being rejected, getting hurt, there's maybe one big underlying fear, uncertainty, just the not knowing.
That's a really key insight. Future fear often presents itself as the way to eliminate the unknown, to make things certain.
But can we, really?
Well, no, and maybe we shouldn't want to, because uncertainty isn't the enemy. Uncertainty is actually where possibility lives. Think about it. Every truly good thing that's ever happened in your life.
A new relationship, a great opportunity.
Yeah, it all came through uncertainty. It emerged from the unknown. The issue isn't uncertainty itself, it's your relationship. If you treat uncertainty only as danger, you shut down possibility. But if you can start to see uncertainty as the space where new things can emerge, well, that changes everything.
Okay, so here's a radical thought then. What if you stopped trying so hard to make the future certain and instead focused on making yourself more resilient?
That's exactly it. Because resilience, that can only be built in the present moment, through actual experience, through facing challenges, through learning. you can cope, not through endlessly running imaginary disaster scenarios in your head.
That takes courage, though, to stop the simulations and face the potentially uncomfortable present.
It takes enormous courage because the present sometimes does contain discomfort or uncertainty or things we'd rather avoid. But here's the payoff. The present also contains something your imaginary future never can. Reality, actual life. And reality, for all its messiness, is where everything meaningful happens. Love, growth, connection, purpose. It's all here now. It's about shifting your relationship with fear, seeing it as maybe information, but not gospel truth, and actively building that courage muscle little by little every time you choose presence over projection. 5. True control and freedom, reclaiming your power.
Okay, so if we bring all this together, there's this ultimate irony, isn't there? It sounds like the only way to actually take back control from your future fears is to surrender the illusion of control over the future.
That's precisely the paradox. Real control isn't about trying to dictate every outcome or manage every variable because you just can't.
So what is real control?
Real control is about managing your response to whatever variables and outcomes actually show up. It's internal. You can't control, say, whether everyone will like you or agree.
Impossible.
But you can control whether you choose to express yourself authentically. You can't control whether your big project will succeed or fail.
Nope. Too many factors.
But you can control whether you put an effort that aligns with your values. You absolutely cannot control whether you'll experience loss or disappointment in life. That's part of being human.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But you can control whether you choose to fully engage with and appreciate what you do have while you have it. That's where your actual power resides, in your choices, in your response. Right.
And this means consciously reclaiming your attention, pulling it back from that future fear machine.
Yes. Your attention is arguably your most precious resource. Where you place it literally shapes your experience of reality.
How so?
Well, if you constantly feed your attention to imaginary disasters and worst-case scenarios, guess what? You end up living in a mental world filled with imaginary disasters. Your experience becomes one of constant threat.
But if you shift that attention,
you consciously direct your attention to present possibilities, to the opportunities right in front of you, the connections you have, the small beauties, the steps you can take. You start to inhabit a world defined by those present possibilities. Your lived reality changes.
So it's time to fire those future fears from being the boss.
Exactly. Fire them as your life's executive committee. Take back the CEO position of your own And this isn't about launching an all-out war against your fears, trying to obliterate them. That usually backfires.
So how does it happen?
It happens more subtly, through recognition, just seeing the fear for what it is, through presence repeatedly choosing to engage with now, through the gradual growing understanding that that voice in your head, the one always prepping for catastrophe, it isn't actually keeping you safe, it's keeping you small. It's keeping you from your actual life.
So bottom line.
Yeah.
You don't need permission to stop living in those imaginary tomorrows.
Not at all.
You don't need some kind of guarantee that everything's going to work out perfectly if you step into the present.
Nope. That guarantee doesn't exist anyway.
What you need, it sounds like, is just the courage to show up for your actual life, warts and all, instead of the edited, fear-based movie playing on repeat in your head. Your real life is happening right now, this moment, this breath, this choice.
And in this moment, however imperfect or uncertain it feels, that's where your freedom is. That's where the potential lies. Outro.
Wow. Okay, so we've really journeyed through how this future fear acts like a silent thief, looked at the hidden costs, that tricky feedback loop it creates in our brains.
And the practical steps we can actually take: awareness, redirection, acting from presence to start reclaiming our now.
Yeah, reclaiming today from the tyranny of maybe tomorrow.
And maybe the ultimate question isn't, will the future be exactly as I hope? Because spoiler alert, probably won't be, not exactly.
Right.
The real question is, will you be present enough, grounded enough to actually participate in whatever future does arrive? That choice, that capacity, that freedom, it's available to you right now, not someday. Now.
That's a powerful place to leave it. Before you go, maybe just take a second and consider this. What 3 words describe how you actually want to feel right here in this present moment? Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Just thinking about that. That itself is a powerful first step toward taking back control.